Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. While Sloan is about to confess, a desperate Paulina pushes Aid further away. On this episode of Days of Our Lives, Paulina's antics drive Aid away. Sloan's guilt consumes her. Trip arranges a romantic evening, and Wendy's admonition ruins Lee and Melinda's date. Nicole is on her way to see Abby when Eric runs into her outside the pub. Eric assumes that although she was earlier at the hospital, she didn't get a chance to see him. Nicole reveals that she has the test results and that the baby is not at risk. She is baffled as to how Sloan obtained her results before her, though. That information surprises Eric, but he is pleased for Nicole. He hopes to hear the same excellent news as Sloan. Nicole thinks it's strange that Sloan didn't obtain her findings, since that's how she was meant to get Nicole's. Eric sighs. It has to be a component of the confusion. Nicole reluctantly concurs and departs. Melinda tries to comfort Sloan outside City Hall about her brother's 20-year prison sentence. Melinda would have offered to take her out for a drink, but Lee Shin is her date. Sloan's lips tremble. She flinches uncomfortable when they mention Sloan's infant. Sloan begins to speak about Nicole after swearing Melinda to silence, but is cut off by a call from Eric. To chat, he requests a meeting at her home. Sloan immediately departs, leaving Melinda in the dark regarding Nicole. Paulina queries Abe about any familiar objects at home. He claims that her home is beautiful, but he can't place it. She is aware that memories, particularly those of how content they were together, may begin to resurface. Paulina offers him his favorite meals, the chance to listen to his favorite music, or the chance to see a movie, possibly a romantic comedy, while the lights are low. She forces him to kiss her. Abe jerks back, unsure of what the hell is happening. Off the look of horror on her face, he apologizes. He recently had a few weeks with a woman who kept coming at him. She finds it hard to think he would compare her to a psychotic madman. She is his spouse. He's aware, but he's currently staring at a complete stranger. She sobs as she exits the room. Wendy asks Slade about his most recent date while she prepares gin and tonics at home. He claims Connie was a complete failure. He and Melinda later spent time together, so perhaps the matchmaker got it right the first time. Wendy speculates that the matchmaker set up the scenario because she knew he and Melinda would make a good match. She is unsure if Light can trust someone who covertly recorded him, though. She wonders whether Melinda planned tonight's date so she could bribe him with wine and force him to make a confession. There is nothing to be concerned about because Lai maintains his innocence. Tripp discovers Steve at the hospital drinking coffee. Before Steve inquires about life with Wendy, they recount the Whitley/Abe incident. Tripp reports that other from Lee's interruptions, their relationship is wonderful now that they are a couple. While they are out, Kayla and Steve offer to stay at their apartment. Steve acknowledges that but declines. Abe phone calls Steve. As Channel is leaving Sweet Bits, she encounters a distraught Talia, who shares the tragic news about Colin. She sobs, sharing his sense of remorse. Channel acknowledges that she needs to atone for the horrific things she done, but she fell victim to a manipulative and dangerous man. She implores Talia to stop allowing Colin to influence her thoughts. Talia rambles after talking about Aid before confessing she misses her and inviting her to a meal. Channel consents since it is draining to harbor resentment. She also misses her as a friend and coworker. When Eric visits Sloan, he inquires as to why she failed to report that she accidentally obtained Nicole's test results. Sloan apologizes after being defensive. He was in a hopeless situation not too long ago and was in a dark place. She altered everything. Now that they are expecting a child, they are family. She feels guilty as they embrace. Paulina visits Abe in the living room and offers her regrets for earlier. She was attempting to trigger his recollection, but she plainly made the incorrect choice. Abe asks Steve if he may stay with him when he arrives. He simply doesn't feel at ease there. Abe is overwhelmed, and Paulina yells that leaving will just make things worse for him. Steve tries to reassure Abe that Paulina is taking care of him, but Abe only replies, "Please." As Abe is being wheeled out in his chair by Steve, Paulina gives in and holds the door open. Tripp finds out that Lai is dating when he gets home. Melinda might pull another quick one, sending Lai home early, in his opinion. So he made a reservation at the Salem Inn. He can enjoy a great meal with Wendy while they gaze at the stars from the roof. She gives him a kiss before leaving to pack a bag. Lai meets Melinda at small bar, who is waiting with their preferred wine. Lai remembers Wendy's caution and then departs abruptly. When Nicole visits Paulina to see Abe, Paulina informs her that Abe has moved out. Abe apologizes to Steve and Kayla for the embarrassing incident at Paulina's. He is welcome to remain as long as he needs, according to Steve. Sloan lets all out, or nearly all. According to Days of Our Lives spoilers for August 2, 2023, Sloan is revealing the truth, but not the entire truth, and nothing but the truth. Fate decided for Rachel Black. Nicole Walker immediately went to Eric Brady and voiced her worries after becoming suspicious as to how Sloan Peterson came to possess her test results. On Wednesday, Eric confronts Sloan and demands to know why she actually had those papers. When Eric presses her, Sloan sobs and reveals how she rigged the initial DNA test to make it appear that E.J. DeMira was Nicole's father. Sloan simply doesn't bother telling him that she has repeated the act, and that this time it is considerably more conclusive than the previous instance. Because Sloan's DNA was utilized, the results indicated that E.J. was not a match, while the most recent results only indicated that Eric was not a match. She merely altered the outcomes this time to ensure that Nicole and Eric would never learn the truth. Of course, since this is a soap opera, they will eventually learn the truth. Still Can't Remember by Abe Carver. Finally discharged from the hospital, Abe Carver is now living with Paulina Price Carver. It's time to test his memory after his 2 kids had to leave town once more. Paulina hopes that Abe's time at home will help him remember things, but as he becomes more and more frustrated, nothing comes to mind. Paulina feels the same way. Channel Dupree, Paulina's daughter, is enraged and lashes out at Talia Hunter. The 2 young women start fighting and come to blows. Will that result in more in the future? Can it happen again now that Channel doesn't seem to want to go back to Johnny DeMira? There were sparks between them earlier. The new romance of Lee Shin. Wendy Shin has noticed how much Lee Shin has been enjoying his time with Melinda Trask. She criticizes her brother for moving on too soon after becoming fixated with Gabby Hernandez on Wednesday. In addition, she confesses why she's not sure if she even likes Melinda. Thanks for watching if you like this video. So please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.